Today, we're getting ready to go outside. And we're so used to being visual people. If you travel somewhere, often you ask somebody how to get directions, whatever, and you either look at a map or anymore you have a GPS or something like that. But a lot of times it's just visual reference. They may say, oh, go 2 blocks down and at the church, make a right. So what I want to do is kind of reproduce the look of an old-time map, because the maps that they used to have centuries, years ago may not have been particularly accurate, but they're very interesting, especially when they believed in sea creatures and whatnot. So I thought today we'd make a map for going outside, and rather than necessarily making it to scale, I wanted to kind of focus on some of the main points that you would have out there. Now, I could use this as a game with my friends. We could go out and look for pirate treasure, and you could do X marks the spot. I've added the neighbor's dog that isn't particularly friendly as a little warning as you're traveling to the basketball hoop and whatnot. And there are some things that you'll find very common on most maps. You'll find on old maps, you'll find a decorative border and usually have some kind of orientation to tell you what direction is north, and then you should know that south and east and west. Now, I started off with a piece of parchment paper. The parchment paper has kind of an old antique look because I was going for that idea that this is an old map that maybe somebody would find, even though I have some contemporary things on it. And I've already started drawing it, and you might notice that I'm using more kind of subdued colors, and I'm not using really bright colors because I want this map to look old. So let's say that I want to include where the playground is. And so what I'm going to do is sketch in lightly at first, maybe, a swing set. So I put that there. It doesn't have to be more than just an indication that this is a swing set. Okay, now once I have that kind of roughed in there, then I can start to make it a little more definite, because I think, all right, well, that looks pretty good as far as swing sets go. And these are more informational. I mean, I'm definitely going for a certain look, but primarily I want somebody to get to the swing set, maybe from over here, without getting bit by the dog. And to complete that look of an old map, I'm using the subdued colors here. And for the swings, I'm going to make those a little darker than when they cross over here, because I want your eye to see those and just get a hint that there's something in the background. And let's say that you're on a playground that actually is where there's grass. I could take a pencil, a green one, and kind of imitate grass a little bit, get a little texture there. All right, so now I got the set. Now, I started the sky, and I don't want it to be hugely bright, so I'm going to take a little paint off of that. And then I might get that to flow a little bit. So I want that parchment quality to come through. So there's the sky in the background, and then I might come back and get just a little bit of green. And a lot of times I'll have a scrap piece of paper that I kind of test the colors out. And so let's kind of show that this is the end of the world. The Earth is not round. You'll fly right off the flat edge of it. This is a pre-Christopher Columbus map. Okay. Now, I've also indicated there might be some spot in the playground, or if you live out in the country, where you have a groundhog. So I'm using that in place of a dragon that used to, or a sea serpent that used to populate older maps. And now I have some metallic pencils, and so I'm going to add a little extra flourish here, maybe make the decorative border a little brighter and a little snappier. And I'll want to consistently do that. All right, if I decide that that needs to be a little bit more important, then maybe I can come back and get some extra paint. Make that a little brighter. And I could even put like a little, boy, that's hot. That's such an important place. So it's up to you. It's up to you to decide what direction you want to take the map. If you want to play a game, use it as a game to kind of plan things out. If you just want to give a feeling for a magical place, you could put dragons. You could do anything you want with these things. In the front, put a little more vegetation. And so when I'm finished with this, then I can give it to somebody, and they might be able to find their way around without running into the dog or whatnot. And know that that art tip for the day is going to be very helpful when you go outside.